This is one of them hits now. Heard back from Earth, they just shot a few of my shits down. It's safe to say I'm totally pissed wild. My cloaking devices just malfunction. Guess it's time for a sit down. This is the problem I got with humans, mostly the common man. Constantly fucking with energy they don't understand. Always thinking they got the upper hand. The G-forces from my maneuvers can snap your spine like a rubber band. I shouldn't waste my time, they ain't half as nice. Put a Red Bull in your coffin so your ghost can have wings in the afterlife. Let's rock and roll like a belly dancer's rhinestone. It was my idea to shake the pineal gland like a pine cone. My thoughts create hurricanes, tornadoes, and cyclones. A punch for me is like an avalanche of granite and limestone. You live here, but now this is my home. I neuralize both your retinas, you wake up staring at the screen of your iPhone. Confused by the light plus the high tone. And now we connected from the microchip I placed next to your thigh bone. It's hard to understand cause you're mind blown, but I gotta cut communication. Your government just scrambled their spy drones.
That voice speaking Sumerian, the oldest language in human history.
I can't explain it.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Big Mike Raider, in the building, man. Thanks for popping in. We got 22 in the building. We got some things to talk about. Man, another loss, man. We're down to 4 in a row. The Raiders look like complete ass. Look like one of the worst teams in the league. Might very well be so. We're going to talk about it. This is a reaction Monday. I'm going to talk about Luke Getsy. I'm going to talk about this offense in general. We're going to talk about the press conference. We're going to do a reaction to the presser. And then I got some other things to talk about. But first, before we get into anything, guys, we got 28 in the building. You guys already know what to do. Like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Guys, we got 30 in the building. Let me acknowledge the chat, man. Thanks for popping in on this beautiful Monday. Shout out to Huey P in the building. Big Mike Raider, Fire, Getsy. Man, you already know what time it is, man. We got my boy Manny in the building waiting. We here, bro. Thanks for popping in, bro. We got Indiana Raider. Big Mike, your Dodgers are on fire. You see them repping, man. And we taking care of business, man. We looking for that clean sweep. It's happening, man. Anthony in the building. F the Yankees. That's right, man. And go Dodgers. Let's see. We got Ray Raider in the building, man. Manny goes, let's go, man. We got some things to talk about, man. Let me see who else we got in the building before we get it started, man. We got Jared Gonzalez, Big Mike Raider. Thanks for popping in, man. We got Dixon Sider, craziest name of all YouTube, man. And we got 37 in the building. We're going to let this thing heat up before we get this thing started. We got Kenny Mack in the building. Big Mike, what's good? Thanks for popping in, man. So, you guys already know Raiders lost to the Chiefs 27-20, which isn't a surprise. It was just how it happened. That was kind of the surprise. We were in the game most of the game and just could not knock on the door when it was time to knock on the door. That interception that got us down to the 2-3 yard line, something like that, couldn't punch it in and finish it off with for it on 4th down, which I don't completely disagree with the call. But in some cases, some people would argue and say that, yeah, maybe we should have got the 3 points, but it wouldn't have made the difference in the end of the game. But you could also argue that was a momentum swing. So it just depends on how you see it. Either way, the offense couldn't get the job done in multiple occasions in 2 red zone attempts, couldn't get any points, got field goals instead of 7s. And that's usually a recipe for a fat L. So let's go over this. The box score: Gardner Minshew, 24-30, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. QBR 71.3. Not a bad game on stat-wise, but costly turnover late in the mid-4th, caused a fumble, and that was pretty much the sealer of the game. That was pretty much the icing on the cake. You can't really give the ball up against this Chiefs defense or just the Chiefs in general. They're going to take advantage. The offense went down the field and iced the game with a touchdown. And that turned out to be the difference of the game. So Minshew played an all right game, but just fumbled in inopportune time. And we'll get into Gardner Minshew, but Alexander Madison and the rest of the crew couldn't get the job done on the ground. 21 carries, 33 yards, 1.6 average, a long of 7 yards. Nasty work. And then you got the receiving. Brock Bowers once again led the way, 5 catches, 58 yards. Jacoby Myers, 6 for 52. and a touchdown. Yeah, and Gardner Minshew, one fumble that cost us terribly. Robert Spillane led the way with 12 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Trayvon Merrick with an interception and 9 tackles. Divine Diablo with 7. Jack Jones played one of his better games this season with 5 tackles, 4 solo, and a pass defense. He played decent, I think. Jacorian Bennett with 6 tackles, and then Tyree Wilson with a sack. He got on the board. I think he played his best game all season as well. Just wasn't enough. The offense couldn't help him out once again, and that's what we're looking at, man. Let me acknowledge some of the chat, and I'll give you my thoughts on this game and this offense in general, man. Shout out to Dixon Sider to go Dodgers. You already know, man. Jekyll and Hyde, hit that thumb. You already know what to do. Like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. We got Indiana Raider. Brock Bowers still leading the league in receptions. That's damn right, man. All pro, tied in at in his rookie year, man. He's a Raider. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the future with that one. We got Joshua Anderson in the building. Let me see. Huey P says definitely momentum swing, 4 tries and nothing. Yeah, it was definitely deflating on top of the fumble that Gardner Minshew committed mid fourth quarter. It was definitely a deflator for sure. Huey P, how do we go away from Bowers half the game? And that's what we're going to talk about, man. We're going to get into this offense. We're going to get into some game management from AP. I don't know how I feel about AP, guys. You guys let me know how you feel about AP these days, man. I'm real cold on AP at this point. Shout out to Raider Code Word, Javante Tank Davis. Shout out to you, man. Thanks for popping in, man. Shout out to Huey P. He says organically tanking. Yeah, this is a no GMO tank, man. I'm telling you. Let me see. We got Billy Davis. So what up, Raider Nation? Big Mike. Hey, thanks for popping in. And we got our first haymaker of the day with the $5 haymaker from Sacktown Raider Mike. Big Mike, please send a shout out to Les, aka Pinhead, who's in the hospital in ICU. To him, he's a lifelong Raider fan, man. Shout out to Les, aka Pinhead, man. Speedy recovery. Let's get you out of the hospital, back on your feet, and back here cheering on the Raiders. Unfortunately, they're not taking care of business on their end, but hey, you got that winning spirit, man. And I believe that you can make this, whatever's going on with you, man, get out of there and be as strong as ever, man. Shout out to you, and shout out to Sacktown Raider Mike with the $5 haymaker, man. Appreciate it. And prayers up to Pinhead. If you guys put up the prayers for Pinhead. I've never met him, but if he's a fan of this show, I'm a fan of his. So shout out to Jared Gonzalez, AP. Yeah, he's hot seat, but cold on how I feel about him for sure. Shout out to Huey P. Hyde, definitely starting the diddler next week. Yeah. I mean, and you know the thing about it is that Gardner Minshew played a semi-decent game outside of the fumble. So it's hard, man. It's hard. Pause. Shout out to Anthony. I need AP and the whole staff gone this offseason, man. You might be on to something, man. Indiana Raider. He says AP done at this point. He won't take responsibility for his poor ass play. And that's the thing, man. We're, with AP, it seems to be a lack of accountability. He's kind of leaning on the players and blaming them for the lack of execution, and that's part of it. But as a head coach, you got to take some responsibility in that as well. And that's the problem. He's not taking that responsibility. And another problem is that he still has faith in the offensive coordinator. Getsy has shown that he should not be an OC in the NFL. It's pretty clear at this point. I didn't want him on the Raiders from the beginning, but we got him, and I was kind of hoping that we had the right recipe to get it done, right recipe to kind of turn things around for him in his perspective. But he hasn't got it done, man. It's been very, very frustrating, to say the least, to watch this offense on really ruin games for the last 3 games. Shout out to Huey P. Prayers up. Hey, we got prayer hands for our guy Pinhead, man. Hopefully he does all right. Let me see. Joshua Anderson with the prayer hands. Manuel, hey, Manny goes prayers up Pinhead, man, for sure, man. Hopefully he's listening to this And if he doesn't, man, let him know Big Mike is rooting for his recovery, man, for sure. Shout out to Joshua Anderson. What's up with us not having no timeouts late? Crazy management. We might as well jump into it, man. Have you guys seen enough from Antonio Pierce at this point? Every game, it seems like a terrible clock management situation. Now, you saw it in this game against the Chiefs. Right before half, when you have time to go down the field and answer with the score, instead, run the clock, and you're happy being down 17-10. That's a big problem. Like, there was no sense of urgency. There was no aggression. And whoever his game coordinator is, to make situations happen, to kind of give him that advice on what to do and what not to do, needs to be fired immediately. It would be in his best interest to get rid of this dude because he's costing him a job at this point. If this is the same guy that's, deciding to go for a field goal the previous game, when you're down, 8 points and you go for a field goal, if it's the same guy that punts the ball on fourth and 2 against the Chargers, if it's, outside of those scripted plays, not really knowing where to go or how to run the offense, if he's the guy, he needs to go. And AP, if he doesn't, man, AP is going to lose his job. And like I said before, I said this last week, I'm rooting for AP. AP is a good guy. His background is excellent. He's a LA dude just like myself, man. I see a lot of him in me. Like, pause, right? But he's a guy that I can relate to. He's a guy that a lot of us can relate to. But the problem is that doesn't matter if you're not winning. All the bells and whistles that was happening in the offseason, all the bells and whistles that was happening when we were winning games late really means nothing now if you're not if you're not going to back it up and build on that. For what it seems like right now, this team is going backwards. And I'm not saying AP needs to be fired now, but at the end of the season, he needs to be seriously evaluated. And I think when it's all said and done, he's not going to be here, man. But what do you guys think about AP? And we're going to get into Luke Getsy. I'm going to cook him real quick, but let me know, man. Shout out to Billy Davis. Shout out to Sacktown Raider Mike. Man, he goes, Getsy needs to Getsy out of Vegas. That's a damn fact, bro. We got Anthony Getsy needs to be a Pee Wee OC. Nah, that's not even enough, man. He needs to be, I don't know, something else besides coaching. That's for damn sure. Shout out to Jason619. Fire Getsy. Keep AP at least one more year. Unpopular opinion, but I'm done with the revolving door. Let this man try to build something. You know what? To an extent, I feel that way. But to me, it's the situation. It's the lack of situational awareness. It's the lack of game management that he's showing, to where it seems like maybe he's in over his head at the head coaching spot. I want to see what he looks like with a quarterback. That's part of me that wants to see him still be around. I hate a revolving door with head coaches, but when you have a guy like Antonio Pierce who doesn't have the experience, who didn't come in with the experience, making a lot of elementary mistakes and you're not seeing any improvement, it almost seems like, all right, maybe we need to move somewhere else, especially if we're going to bring a new quarterback in here, a new OC. We might need to just revamp the whole situation. But at the end of the season, I think there's going to be a serious evaluation on what's going on with AP, and then they'll make a decision. But one thing's for sure, Getsy's gone. I mean, I will put my whole work check that Getsy's going to be out of here, man. But let me know, man. Excuse me. Shout out to Jared Gonzalez. Best case scenario, AP and his staff is on a 1-year prove-it deal with option for a second. The team needs to be out to get out of this quick fast. Yeah. It's looking like it so far, man. I can't disagree with you. Shout out to Huey P. Who's the guy in AP's ear that's supposed to help with clock management? Yeah, his name escapes me right now, but this dude's awful. I mean, this dude, I forget his name, Sheldon. Shout out to Indiana Raider Sheldon, the game manager. I don't know his first name or if that's his first name. That dude is horrible. If he's the game manager, coordinator, or whatever, that dude needs to be fired immediately. He's the first guy who needs to go right before Getsy, because he's done a worse job at his job than Getsy's done at his job. I mean, let's just be honest, right? the way they manage games, the way they manage timeouts, the way it is horrible. It's horrible. It's almost like elementary. Me personally has never coached at the NFL level. A lot of us have never coached at the NFL level. We at least know when to call timeouts. We at least know the situation. If we have seconds left on the clock, hey, we have some timeouts. Let's go downfield. If it turns into an interception, that means we went deep, and they're going to probably run the clock anyway. So instead of, run, give the ball up to the Chiefs, you know what I mean? Like we could have made a better decision. A lot of us would have made better decisions. So Sheldon needs to go. He's the first on the list, man. Make him disappear. Shout out to Manny. I've seen enough. I have faith, but he's not the one. He's what we needed to finish the season last year, but we need different. Yes, it was nice last year, the cigars, and it was good to see a change after Josh McDaniels. That was the truth of the matter. Like, it was good to see Josh McDaniels out of the building. So anything at that point was like a refreshing situation. It also helped that he's, one of our own, right? A Raider by nature. His mentality, his demeanor. He's from LA. It was nice to see that kind of change, but all that means nothing if you're not winning. And for us who really care more about winning than anything else, it's time for him to go in that kind of situation. Unless, they evaluate and kind of see the full picture of things, like, okay, maybe there was a lot of injuries, maybe the OC is the big problem, game coordinator or whatever, then he could stay. But I don't know, man. At some point you got to put your foot down and be like, no, we're not doing that. We're going with this. And we haven't seen that from him yet. That's the big problem with it. Shout out to Jekyll and Hyde. AP never uses his headset, never has anything in his hands. He's not even trying to play the part. Go check every other NFL head coach. No, you're right. I've noticed that too. That is a big problem. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. That is definitely a problem for sure, man. Shout out to Indiana Raiders, Shelton, something like that. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yes, yeah. Pause, man. I had to pause myself. No Diddy on that one. Let me see. Dixon Sider, fire Getsy though. Yeah, no doubt, man. He needs to go. And let's talk about Getsy, right? This dude's scripted plays are excellent. Let's just keep it a buck. They look like they can compete with anybody. Them first scripted plays. The problem with that is the prerequisites of being an OC is that you can script some plays. Check. He's got that checked off the box. He does it flawlessly. But when situations get real and you have to make a play make a decision on the fly, or change things up, or go to what worked earlier, or anything, he's not doing none of that. His scripted plays are excellent, and then he seems to kick his feet back at the end of it. He's not doing anything else after that. That's a problem. That's a problem. You saw it. You're on the 3-yard line and you can't get the ball in. Now, part of that is offensive line, but also the other part is you're not being really creative with what you're doing. It's pretty obvious what's happening. You put an extra lineman in here, we're going to run on the side where the extra lineman is, without even like, mix it up a little bit. Have one of your linemen go out for a pass or something. Call a, play action. Play action on first down would be great. This offense is very predictable. And, after those scripted plays, they look like ass after. The last 3 games, they look great coming out of the gate, and then they just sputter. And also, the last 3 games, this offense has cost us the game. They're 2-6, and it's not because of this defense. I'm going to get into some stats to kind of back what I'm talking about. Right now, the Raiders on offense, middle of the pack as far as, passing the ball, but that's because of a lot of garbage time. But if you look at the running game, they're second to last in rushing right now, which is horrible. They're not getting the job done as far as that goes. Turnovers. Gardner Minshew's turned over the ball like crazy. And because of that, because the defense isn't really getting opportunities with trying to take the ball away, they're at the bottom of the league in turnover differential at -13. Usually that is tied in with how good or bad. If you're in the positive, you're a pretty good team. If you're one of the top positive turnover differential teams, you're one of the better teams in the league. If you're at the bottom, more than likely you're one of the worst teams in the league. Guess who's down there with us right now? The Tennessee Titans, -13. Us at -13 as well. Dallas Cowboys are struggling at -8. Carolina Panthers at -6. Jacksonville Jaguars at -5. So in context, that's what's going on with this team. Giving the ball away way too damn much and not taking the ball away enough. Simple as that. Fundamentals of football, right? They are failing on that side. They're failing at keeping the ball and playing disciplined offense and not getting the run game going. There's too many things that's saying that Getsy needs to go. And I mean now. I don't mean like at the end of the season. I mean right now. I want to hear breaking news. Getsy has been fired. I want to see it right now. It's enough. We've seen it enough. I didn't want his ass here from the beginning, and it's time for him to go now, man. But what do you guys think about it? Getsy needs to go. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. Shout out to Billy Davis. He will not get fired. We'll see, man. We'll see. AP, I know you're referring to AP, but we'll see. We haven't seen anything that impresses me at this point, but we'll see. Shout out to Jekyll and Hyde. Fire AP and Getsy. Give Telesco one more year. Now, Telesco is fine. Telesco, now, I'm not saying he was perfect. He brought in Gardner Minshew day one of free agency, and that was nasty work. You could have got somebody else. You could have brought in, Jameis Winston. You could have brought in who just threw for 300 yards. You could have brought in Sam Darnold, who has the Vikings on a winning trajectory. You got, Joe Flacco, who's 40 years old. If you're going to bring a bridge guy in, bring in somebody who you know has, a Super Bowl for one. For two, somebody that can sling the ball down the field when needed. That's all I'm saying. And we chose Gardner Minshew day one of free agency. That doesn't make any sense to me. That is kind of his one mark that I have against him right now. But he had a flawless draft as far as I'm concerned. Shout out to Huey P. Ready to give AP one more year, but he needs to man up and fire Getsy already. Yeah, that needs to happen. That needs to happen right away. Shout out to Plethora Black. Luke Jetski fast tracking the Raiders to the offseason. Yeah, man. They got, I don't know this. I wouldn't say they're mailing it in. This defense is playing lights out ball, right? I'm not lights out, but they're playing good enough competitive ball. And this offense is ruining it, completely ruining it. Shout out to just another DJ. AP is too much of a conservative head coach for my liking. Most defensive head coaches empower their defense and coach scared on offense. And that's what I thought we were going to get from AP. You're absolutely right. I don't see that aggression on the coaching, on the field as far as his coaching, the way he approaches coaching. Now, press conferences and when he talks, it's otherwise. But on when it's time to eat, he's not bringing that same kind of intensity, and that's a problem. That's a problem. Shout out to Oh So Evil. Don't fire anyone to the end of the season. Let him keep playing this way and get a high draft pick. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. If we're going to keep AP, he needs to, like I said, new OC, new game manager, coordinator, whoever that guy is. We definitely need that, man. We need a whole new thing, new quarterback as well. Shout out to my Oos in the building, big Oos in the building. What's up, bro? Thanks for popping in, man. Good to see you, man. If you're over on Facebook, hey, go over to YouTube. Check us out over there if you want to get into, get your comments seen and things like that, man. Come check me out, man. But I appreciate all the support wherever you're watching, Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, Facebook or even on YouTube, man. I appreciate all you guys' support. Shout out to Pharaoh in the building, my guy, man. Good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in. And hey, Friday, you guys already know the deal around the shoe with myself, Pharaoh, and the Severe Raider on Fridays, man. Come check us out on Fridays. That's where we really get cooking. Shout out to Huey P. Where's Marvin Lewis? Where's Philbin? Where's all these 20-plus vets we have in the building supporting AP? Collecting a check, apparently. Evidently. It's horrible. I don't see this, collective effort into trying to make us win. I don't see it. And, maybe there is something going on, but, man, I really don't see what their importance is, what they're bringing to the table. I really don't see it, man. All those brilliant football minds, for them to be playing on offense the way they're playing, it doesn't make any sense to me, man. It really doesn't. Shout out to Indiana Raider. I missed Max lined up at fullback. Which quarter was that? I saw Mumford as wide. I saw that too. I wasn't really paying attention to Max at fullback. I don't know how I missed that too. But yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm gonna have to go back and see. But either way, man, why would you put Max, who's just coming back from a high ankle sprain, in at fullback? It shit doesn't make any sense to me. When is Max Crosby shown that he's a fullback? Like, come on, man. That it doesn't make sense. You're just trying to overcomplicate things. Just play some football straight up. Man on man, knock somebody on their ass and quit getting all pretty with it. That's how I see it. Shout out to Dominique 5, man. Thanks for popping in. Let's see. Farrell goes game manager guy, first year at the job too. AP should have did it himself. Yeah, absolutely, man. I don't know what's going on. Definitely a disappointment. I expected a lot better with this coaching staff, especially with AP. Just his mentality and what he's bringing to the table. We're just not getting it, bro. Shout out to Huey P. Call a timeout after the 2-minute warnings just to see what they lined up and confuse the hell out. Yeah. Like I don't understand. I don't understand what that was about, man. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. That's all it is, frustrating. Shout out to Fear Raider. AP be here next year, but there'll be a huge overhaul on the entire staff except DC. Yeah, I agree. And even watch out for Patrick Graham. He might be up for a head coaching position, so he might be gone as well. Not because he got fired, but because he's moving on to greener pastures. So we might be looking for a DC as well, to be honest with you, man. Shout out to Jared Gonzalez. My 15-year-old son manages his home better than his team manages the game situation. Yeah. I got a 17-year-old who probably do a lot better too, man. No doubt, man. We got Crypto Tales in the building. My bro, what's going on, man? Thanks for popping in. Thanks for the support, man. We got Joshua Anderson says, yep, wins comes first. F that, man. No doubt. Let me see. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. I'm like super behind. And shout out to the 89 in the building. Make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Let me see. We got Indiana Raider. I was close to throwing my beer across the bar watching the red zone meltdown. Yeah. And when they did get into the red zone, I'm like, man, they better not screw this up. And sure enough, they screwed it up. And the only thing I could do was laugh, because this is something we've seen all season. We get a little bit of something to cheer for with these Raiders, and they take it right back in about a couple of minutes. That's been the theme all season. I don't know if you guys have noticed. It's you get happy a little bit with what the Raiders are doing, and then they turn around and punch you in the mouth as soon as you smile. That's pretty much what's been going on with the Raiders all season, man. And it's very, very frustrating. That's the only way I can describe it, is frustrating, man. Shout out to Oso Evil. Unfortunately, there are teams who are worse than us. We can't even be number one at sucking. Yeah, we're sitting at number 7 right now. There's a list of teams that are at 2 and 6. A few of them need quarterbacks, and that's the sad part. 2 and 6, you would think would be enough to be at the top spot, but right now that's not enough. It's crazy to think, man. Shout out to Aladdin Saddam. I'll stop drinking so much if Getsy is fired. Oh yeah, man. I think a lot of us will, man. Man. Shout out to Dre for show. 1, 2, 3. AP never got a quarterback, so his job should be safer now. Yeah, and that is a big part. That's definitely something to consider, the fact that he didn't get the quarterback. He didn't locate the quarterback, which is a big deal in this league. So for him to kind of get let go because of not have it, considering he didn't have a quarterback, might be a little unfair. But to me, it's the game management that really, really gets to me with AP. And, I don't know. We go back to the game before, he's running to the tunnel, and he has a smile on his face after a loss. Maybe he already knows he's still going to be here. I don't know. We don't know what's going on the inside, but maybe you're right. Maybe AP does know that he's going to be here. Maybe his job is safe, but man, that game management is horrible, man. Right now, it's just bad. Shout out to Huey Peace. Solo, you mean Tecmo Bowl? Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed out on that one, man. Shout out to you, bro. Dre for show. Telesco has 3 good picks. All we need to do is play the rookies in the positions they played in college. That starts with JPJ moving to center. I'm telling you, I'm sick and tired of Andre James, man. He's a turnstile. He does not need to be on this team next year. If he's on this team one more year, we got us a problem, man. JPJ moving to center. Jordan Meredith seems to be just enough for us to be kind of okay bringing another guard. And then you got Dylan Parham as well, and kind of roll with what we have at tackle. Maybe you do get rid of a Colton Miller at this point, and replace him with another cheaper option, and I'm okay with it, man. But one more good draft. We're only a year away. $108 million. We can really turn this thing around. Shout out to John B in the building, man. Thanks for popping in. We got Coach in the building. What's up, Coach? Dre for show 123. Do we know for sure that AP would do well to mentor a quarterback, or should we just get a guy that we know can? Well, you know who else, who we have in the building that can? We got Tom Brady in the building, so that helps a lot too. Not to jump in you guys' conversation, but that is something that we have to consider. Because Coach AP is a linebackers guy. You got to remember that he's a linebackers guy. I'm not expecting him to be some quarterback guru or anything. Not a lot of coaches are. But one thing we do have is Tom Brady, and that does matter. Shout out to Jason 619. It's easy to say we should have done this or done that when you're watching him now. Who wanted Darnold going into the offseason? We got to be rational and realistic. Yeah, I mean, you're right. But at the same time, man, like we didn't wait any time to get Gardner Minshew. And Gardner Minshew would have been there regardless. And Gardner Minshew wasn't the best option either. I would have rather had Sam Darnold than Gardner Minshew. And I mean, I guess you're right. It is easy to say, that was a better option now. In hindsight, we could say that. But I was never really sold on Gardner Minshew. I thought that Aiden O'Connell, and still think that Aiden O'Connell is a better quarterback. So, I didn't really understand the acquisition. And if we're going to go bridge, I would go Joe Flacco out of anybody else, to be honest with you, or even Jameis Winston. At least, if he's going to make a mistake, he's going to throw 300 yards and a few touchdowns in the process. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. Shout out to John Hayes. Loving this praying always. Go Raiders, and thank you. I believe Raider Nation praying always. Yeah, man, for sure, man. Things are going to turn around for sure, man. We're getting there. Yeah, man. That's what's up, Oos. Hey, thanks for popping in, bro. Over here on YouTube, man. Thanks for popping in, bro. Raider Solo, 8 games in, players not executing is what the coaches allow in practice. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of teams in the NFL now. You can't hit. There's not a lot of full speed going on, so it's a different game now. But you got to find creative ways to make it happen. Shout out to Jason 619. Fire Getsy and keep his playbook for now. It's his situational play calling that's ass. New quarterback, new OC, new playbook. Yeah. Because his playbook it shows that it works, but it's the decision making that's ass, like you just said. Like, I agree with you. That's really what it comes down to. Have somebody else call the plays, maybe, and then at that point you don't need Getsy around. At that point, Indiana Raider play Gainer and DeCam Robinson. I agree. Play all our young guys to get some reps. At this point, yeah, we need that. Watching the podcast with the World Series and Monday Night Football streaming. That's right, man. Go Dodgers. We looking for that clean sweep. I didn't think they were going to sweep. I had Dodgers in 6. But last time I checked, the Dodgers were up. So far, so good. We get up that 3-0 series, man. It's all but a wrap at that point. Just need one more, and we got it. Shout out to Alpocalypse. A lot of people have this idea in their minds that Pierce has any decision-making power. He was sold the same shit we were. I mean, look at his body language. It's obvious he has no power. Tom Telesco is boss. That's also a good point. Losing would really change your demeanor, man, as much as you would really try to hide that. Man, Antonio Pierce is kind of a shell of himself compared to what we saw from this time last year. So maybe you're right. Maybe his hands were kind of tied, and he's just kind of like, all right, well, we'll see next year. And hopefully, if that's the case, he does get another chance to get this right next year. But like I said, man, a lot of us, I definitely don't know what's going on in the building. So we just got to wait and see. This, like I said, at the end of the day, it's that decision making that is horrible, man, at this point. Plethora Black, I feel like the Raiders' struggles finding an OC is exacerbated by our quarterback situation. Was there an OC in the offseason that was comfortable with our quarterback? Well, yeah, you're right. Hey, Plethora, you're right, man, because we had Cliff Kingsbury in the building, and I guess he figured that I guess they kind of ironed out and mapped out what was going on with the Raiders. This year's not our year, or we're looking at Gardner Minshew, and we don't have a chance to really get the quarterback, locate the guy. Maybe it's Michael Penix, but he might get drafted before, and we're not going to reach up to blah, blah, blah. That might be enough for a guy who just recently signed on with the Raiders with the hopes that we're going to locate the quarterback to be like, you know what? I think I'm going to go somewhere else. Where else? And then he went to Washington, and he linked up with Jayden Daniels. And Jayden Daniels is for sure probably going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year at this point. So maybe you're right. Offensive coordinators come here and see the situation and is not ideal. Now, one thing we have to do is change that next year. We need to change that whole thing, because if we come out with the same plan, we're not going to bring anybody in here that wants to play. A lot of people are calling out, OC from the Lions. They want him to be the head coach. But if our situation sucks and we do get rid of AP, who's going to want to be here? Who's going to want to be here? Nobody. And then we're going to end up, picking some random guy who has no experience all over again, and the cycle continues. So we got to get the situation right. Drake for show 123. Why are we doing the wide zone running concept at the goal line? Doesn't make any sense. You want to go power, bring in Zamir White, and start knocking over folks, man. That's what should have been done. Shout out to Manny. If we keep going down this route and we get a high draft pick because of maybe Brady's new influence, do you think Shedeur Sanders is a prospect? And if so, also, who's a prospect for OC and head coach? So if that's the case, and this is a lot of stuff that people aren't talking about, right? Shedeur Sanders, if he does come in, if we do keep AP, I want him linked to an OC that maybe he's familiar with, or a young college OC, somebody that would really maximize his potential as a quarterback from the jump. The NFL today is a plug and play league where these rookie quarterbacks are almost expected to go out there and make an impact. Is it the right thing? Not necessarily, right? But that's the way of the world these days. These quarterbacks come out and they're expecting immediate success, and we've seen it. CJ Stroud, second year. His first year he was balling. We're seeing it with Caleb Williams. We're seeing it with Jayden Daniels. We're seeing it with Bo Nix, even though he doesn't look great, but they're winning. So that's the expectation, to come in and change the culture and put you on a winning, trajectory. As far as bringing in a new head coach goes, if we do bring a new head coach, I'm looking at Todd Monken from the Ravens. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to be going out for head coach anytime soon, but here's the thing. Todd Monken is linked with Brock Bowers, because when he was at Georgia, they were there together. So bring in a Monken as your head coach, link him with Shedeur Sanders, and then let him pick an OC that can kind of just be that puppet on the strings. Like, hey, this is what I want to run. We need to develop an OC anyway, bring him in, and then boom, we got us a new situation. But it just depends on what we do with the head coach, man. Long story short. Let me see. Shout out to Coach. Can you explain to me why the guy bunted for the Dodgers when he had a dude on third? Yeah, man. There's some weird stuff going on sometimes, man. Let me see. Pharaoh in the building. Make sure to like the thumbs. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your folks. Clock in, all that good stuff, man. You already know the deal, man. 94, you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your damn folks. Let's get it. Let's get it. Shout out to Daniel Caps. What up? What up, coaches? Are tanking players or not? And we're so messed up right now. Yeah. It's nasty work, man. It's nasty work out here these days. Let me see. Shout out to Coach. Give it time. Raiders will be up there. They're not beating the Saints and Jags. Yeah. I don't think we're beating anybody, man. Even the Jags, they got a pretty good offense over there when they get it cooking. Shout out to Raiders Solo. Trying to click. Hold on. What's going on, man? Shout out to Raider Solo. Antonio thinks this is college football, the NFL, where you have to be super strategic as a coach. You can't look for friendships out of players. You need discipline and consistency, man. No doubt. Oh, there we go. We're back in business. My bad, man. Yeah, for some reason I don't know if I cut off or not. If I'm back, man. Give me something. Let me know if you guys see me. Shout out to Delano. Man, my reception is okay, there we go. Appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate it. Shout out to Rambo Adventures, Thailand in the house. Fire AP, man. You've been saying that for the last couple weeks, man. You're right. Shout out to you from Thailand, bro. Shout out to Coach. I'm gonna need Raiders to think long and hard about Shedeur Sanders. Pause. They can't handle the circus that will come with him and Dion. I'm willing to try it at this point, bro. Coach, I'm willing to try it at this point, man. We need something, man. We need a spark. We need it from somewhere. Cam Ward would be a good decision too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like Cam Ward. He makes some good decisions. But what I saw from Shedeur Sanders this past week was phenomenal. He's even using his feet now. He rushed in for a touchdown. He has a great arm. He can make all the passes. He's got to get rid of the ball a little bit sooner. But for the most part, man, I like what I see from Shedeur Sanders. And if Deion Sanders kind of takes a back seat, then that's the most ideal situation. Hopefully he doesn't come in here and start making demands, because if that's the case, we might be in trouble. I'm with you. I understand. But at this point, man, I'm willing to try it, man. I'm definitely willing to try it. Thanks for popping in, man. Thanks for sticking with me. I had some technical difficulties for a second, but looks like we got it fixed. Shout out to Rambo Adventures. Sanders will be a distraction. I think he's been raised to be a winner since being born. That's the type of player I want. Yeah. And I like my quarterbacks a little cocky, man. To be honest with you, that's what you want from a quarterback. We've tried the soft-spoken route with Derek Carr for years. That didn't work out as good as we would hope. Aiden O'Connell is kind of the similar type of mentality. And I'm not saying it didn't work. It's just, I want to try something a little bit different. That's kind of where I'm at right now with who we selected quarterback. Maybe we need a superstar, that guy with that type of mentality. Shout out to LS, the Damaja. Titans and Panthers will beat us to Ward and Sanders. See, with the problem, you might be right, but we got to get aggressive with trying to move up if that's the case. But to be honest with you, I don't see us beating any team on our schedule, man. The worst teams we got left is the Jags, the Saints, and everybody else we're probably going to lose to. So Dolphins are pretty bad this year, but they're going to get it right together as soon as Tua gets kind of in the swing of things and stuff like that. So, it's we'll see. It's a long season. I'm not saying we're tanking, not saying I want to tank, but the way it's looking like this is a GMO, no GMO, no preservatives type of tank, to where we don't have to tank the tank, if you know what I mean, man. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Shout out to Huey P. I want that Cam Ward cussing on live TV energy out of my quarterback. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. We need an asshole at quarterback. That's what we need. Shout out to Dixon Sider. I called the Jets loss. Yeah, man, I was shocked, man. The Jets look, and I'm happy about it, to be honest with you. I mean, we're definitely getting a third round pick, but hey, that's what you get when you try to, go thinking you're going to a better situation with Devontae. Turns out to not be the case. Shout out to the Damaja. Why would either of those teams trade out? They wouldn't. You're right. I mean, you're right. But like I said, it's going to be a long season. We don't know where the draft is going to lie, and we're just assuming that we're just assuming that, Shedeur Sanders is going to be the number one quarterback coming out of here. Cam Ward is still on the board. It could be a 1-2 situation. You got other teams that might not necessarily, we think they want a quarterback, but they might want to get like a generational guy in number 12 from Colorado. What's his name? Travis Hunter. So, it just depends, man. We got to wait for it to kind of iron out, and we'll see at the end of the season where we're picking. Shout out to Rambo, Tennessee, Carolina, New York Giants, Saints, Jets will all be drafting quarterback if in the top 3. We have to be in the top 3 to have a chance. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I can't disagree with you. Oilfield Raider got a tank, sick of being in purgatory. Man, I'm not saying tank, but damn. I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see. We got a long season ahead, man. Jets and Browns need a quarterback. Yeah, they do. They do. They do. I don't know if the Jets know that they need a quarterback yet. Maybe they do. I don't know, but you're absolutely right. Shout out to Huey P. Grass isn't always greener on the other side. Yep, that's a damn fact, man. That's a damn fact. Sanders would pull an Eli, so don't worry. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. Shout out to Sacktown Raider Mike with the $5 haymaker, the second one of the day. I've been a Raider fan since the late 60s. I feel bad for the younger fans who haven't seen Raider dominance. I got a little taste of it in the early 2000s. They made the playoffs. They made it all the way to the Super Bowl. They should have went to the Super Bowl that Tuck Rule year. I got a little taste of it. I was in high school, and then ever since then, I haven't seen it yet, man. And it does suck, man. It does suck. We want to see these Raiders back on top, and I believe that it can happen, but we need to see what's going on front office wise, and they need to start making the better decisions. And it starts next year, man. It starts next year. We got to believe that next year is every year we say next year, right? But I truly believe that next year, our situation with the defense that we're bringing to the table, $108 million in the cap, and Tom Telesco getting another shot at the draft again, I really feel like we do have a good shot to turn this thing around. And shout out to you for the $5 haymaker, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate the support. Shout out to Jared Gonzalez. We are once again on the outside looking in for a quarterback in the draft. Would you look to get Malik Willis? Oh, hell no. Hell no. Malik Willis is not good, man. Malik Willis is not good. He's a second-string quarterback, and we already have enough second-string quarterbacks. No on Malik Willis. I'll pass on that one, man. I would rather get a bridge guy next year if we can't get a quarterback. If the Falcons move on from Kirk Cousins, bring in Matthew Stafford. If we're going to get a bridge guy, right? Those are the guys that I'm looking at for that one. Not another, he was good with this team, and let's see if we can kind of unlock something. No, I want a for sure shot type of guy that is going to produce. Shout out to Rambo Adventures with the 100 bot haymaker in the building. Poor execution equals poor coaching. Lack of in-game adjustments. Poor coaching equals poor coaching. No play action pass at goal line equals poor coaching. Poor coaching equals fire AP. He had to break it down in mathematical terms for me, man. Rambo with the haymaker. Thanks for the $100 bot haymaker from way out in Thailand, man. Thanks for the support as always, bro. We got Indiana Raider. No one is winning with Getsy calling the plays. That's a damn fact. That's a damn fact. But guys, I want to show you something real quick. We're going to go over some guys who shined a little bit. And you know what? Some of this stuff is a little I'll show you what I'm talking about. PFF dropped their highest graded Raiders in week 8 versus the Chiefs. I'm going to share my screen real quick. And feel free to disagree with this because I think this is ridiculous. So here we go. Right here. Highest graded Raiders in week 8 versus the Chiefs. Number 1, Gardner Minshew, 77.3 PFF grade. Yeah, I can't believe it either. Jacoby Myers played a solid game, 75.3 PFF grade. 73.7 PFF grade from Brock Bowers, once again hitting the top 5. Tyree Wilson, 73.6, played arguably his best game as a Raider this week. And then Kayla Von Chason played a pretty solid game, 70.3 PFF grade. What do you guys think about Gardner Minshew being our highest graded player according to PFF is 77.3? I find that to be ridiculous. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Let me know how you guys feel about it. That is unreal to me. Nonsensical to say the least. Nonsensical to say the least, man. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Shout out to Sacktown Raider Mike. He's saluting Rambo. I meant to click on Indiana Raider. He says, "What? Yeah, that was my reaction for sure." Shout out to Dixon Sider. Well, Minshew didn't throw a pick. I guess so. There's a lot of check downs and didn't really go downfield. Took a sack on the goal line, which was horrible. I didn't like it, man. I didn't like it. I didn't think he played as good as they're saying. But nobody broke 80 in this game, which is rightfully so. Shout out to Indiana Raider Tyree with the sack, no doubt. Yeah, still doesn't have a second move, but he used his power and speed to get past him. So it was all right. Shout out to the Damaja. I guarantee the Raiders do something stupid and win pointless games and miss out on Ward and Sanders, just like in 2019 when we beat Arizona and missed out on Bosa. Man, I hope you're wrong, bro. I hope you're wrong, man. We don't need to do that no more. But I can see it. It's happened before. You're absolutely right. Shout out to Manny with the $10 haymaker. Straightforward and keeping it real. Keep at it, Big Mike Raider. And remember, the date's not raisins. Oh, man, facts, bro. Hey, shout out to you, bro. Thanks for popping in, man. Oh, man. That was a good one, bro. Yeah, that's hilarious, man. Shout out to you, bro, man. Can't wait to see you again, bro. Shout out to Manny of the Ram Squad. If you know, you know, man. Appreciate you, bro. Canetown Raider, my guy in the building. What's good, big bro? Hope Minshew steps on broken Legos, man. It's mock draft season. Yeah, I want his feet to look like Antonio Brown's in training camp after he steps on them Legos, so he can't play, man. That's how I feel about it for sure. Dixon Sider says, yeah, so yeah, PFF smoking that D&D. yeah, this week they're smoking that D&D for sure, man. No doubt, man, no doubt. Shout out to Lecky. He says, I hope Tom Brady and Mark Davis get into Tom's head by getting us a franchise quarterback. I'm a little bit worried if he doesn't. Yeah, me too. Yeah, shout out to you, Oos. Thanks for popping in, bro. Let's see. Jared Gonzalez says that's a clear indictment on PFF. Yeah, man. Facts. K-Tel says facts, man. Raider Mike, aloha, brother. Is there another? Are you talking about me? Man, shout out to you, Oos, man. Thanks for popping in from, I'm assuming that you're in Hawaii, man. Shout out to you, man. And score update, guys, for those that care. Dodgers up 4-0. Let's go. Shout out to Wasted Talent. Have a terrible show. Anyway, fuck you too, man. Appreciate you, bro. You can go fuck yourself. Appreciate you, man. Hey, Wasted Talent's in the building, y'all, man. Show them some love, man, as always. Thanks for the support, bro. Canetown, bro. Who are you leaning towards? Shador or Cam? Shador for sure. By far, Shador Sanders. He seems the most pro-ready. You just need to clean up holding on to the ball for too long. He can move around. He's more he showed this week that he's more mobile than people think. You know, he ran one in for a touchdown this week. He was making all the right plays, all the right throws. He was like 25 for 30, threw for over 300 yards again. I've been watching him closely, man. And I think that Shador is a step above Cam Ward, if I had to guess, man. If I had to call it at this point, but you know, there's still a lot of evaluations before we can kind of finalize on that verdict. But I'm leaning towards Shador, bro. Let me see. LS the Damaja says A fullback could also help chip with the blitzes. Yeah, no doubt, man. I don't know why we're not going with that, man. But let's see. Rambo Adventures this week. Is Burrow's chance to get at a get right game since we are the league's get right team of the year. Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs offense had a get right game against us. You know, Patrick Mahomes had probably one of his better games this season. Travis Kelce got started, and his defense continued to carry him. So that defense continued to carry him. So it's you're right. Every game seems like we're the team that the other team finds their groove against. So that's kind of a problem, but that seems to be the theme of the season so far. Shout out to Queen Raiderette in the building. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for the support. Appreciate you. Let me see. We got Indiana Raider says, unfortunately, that's been the story of this year. Yeah, for sure. Let me see. Joshua Anderson, Shador got to get rid of that cheese celebration also. Yeah, but that's what the kids do these days. I hate to sound like the old man, but that's how it goes. Cane Town goes number 1, Shador. Oh, round 1, Shador. Round 2, Isaiah Bond. Round 3, Singleton, T. Higgins, and free agency. Those are my wishes currently. Man, you're already ahead of the game with the mocks, man. I'm not there yet, man. Maybe in a couple of weeks I'll get to a mock draft, man. Right now I'm still invested in the Raiders season this year, even though I probably shouldn't. Shout out to Rambo. PFF grades equals fire AP. Fire PFF, right? Hey, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. But guys, man, I want to finish this. I want to finish the show with something a little bit more serious, man. Serious talk. I'm gonna show a clip of Hondo Carpenter, and he does his email thing on his show like once a week. But I do want to share this with you guys and kind of address this, man. I'm gonna let this thing ride and give my reaction on it, man. But this is like all seriousness. I want to show this
that I found to be interesting.
Here you go.
Hondo, you are a fat, disgusting piece of human filth. F you, you fat pig. I absolutely hate your guts more than anyone else in the entire media. I hate your ugly adopted kid. I hate your wife. I hate everything about you. All you build up and talk about is Raiders are this, and they're great, and they're wonderful, and have never asked a hard question in your life. I hate you. I hope when you travel to Cincinnati that no one else is on the plane with you, and flying home, your plane crashes and die. Do the Raiders a service and die. That's from Tom A. in New Mexico.
So, guys, you heard that one, and this is a real serious topic to me, man. Because look, man, the Raiders are having a terrible season this year, and I know it's real easy to kind of misplace your anger, frustration. We're all frustrated, right? We're all frustrated. I'm frustrated. A lot of us in here who are diehard Raider fans are frustrated as well. But when you get beyond talking football, that's a no-no. And I hope the person that wrote that to Hondo isn't listening to this show. And if you are in this chat listening to this show, go ahead and unsubscribe. I don't want you a part of this. The Raider Nation doesn't want you a part of that, man. Attacking a man in his 50s and wishing harm on his family is an absolute fucking disgusting act right there. It's horrible. People, look, like, I don't like bullies, man. I don't like bullies. And Hondo handled it in the most perfect way possible. If you want to go check it out, it's on his show today. He handled it better than I would be able to handle it. But those are the type of people that make this content creating stuff make me want to not do this anymore, to be honest with you, man. And I can speak for myself and all of Shieldmore, anybody else that does content creating. This type of stuff happens everywhere. The, really below the belt comments, the attacking family, attacking, loved ones. You're going beyond the game of football at this point. And that I can't stand for. And I'm gonna call out whoever the person was who wrote that, Tom F or whatever from New Mexico. Probably didn't use his real name, didn't have the guts to do that. I agree. I mean, I really think that he's not using his real name. But if you're listening to this, man, get off of my channel. I don't want you any part of what we got going on over here. And I'm gonna defend anybody who's gonna put on for Raider Nation the way Hondo's done. You can disagree with a lot of stuff he says, but don't attack the man. And that's a big problem to me. I felt like in my spirit to say that because you know, this is a good guy. This is a good, you know, he's a wholesome dude. Like he's a guy that speaks on the Raiders, and he's always has something positive to say, even when it does look bad. Even to this day, right now, Raiders are 2-6. He has nothing but positive things to say. And for you to attack a man like that, who's a father, a guy who found it in his heart to adopt a child, found it in his heart to, you know, stick with, you know, one woman for a number of years. He's a proud husband. He's a proud father. Like, and he's great at his job. We got to stop attacking people, guys. I know it sucks. If you're a part of that, don't come over here and do it. And if you're going to attack anybody that I know or friends, don't even come over here either, man. That's all I got to say about that, man. But what do you guys think about it? It was nasty work. I felt like I had to share that with you guys because during this time right now, a lot of us are frustrated, and I'm sure you guys see this all the time. You know, I see a few comments here and there in you know, after the live and stuff like that, and I just ignore it. But that stuff can't be tolerated, man. We got to do better than that, man. Shout out to Huey P. Says, damn, Hondo got the blinky for you. Hey, Hondo, man, if you're listening, man, we got your back, bro. Lecky says, it's been bad, but that's why you should you wish that Shake My Head fans, we got to do better, man, for sure. I don't know the dude, so I can't speak, coach. I can't speak on him, man. Reason why we have no SM, just YouTube. I have no idea what you mean by that, man. But yeah, shout out to you. That person that sent that email is garbage and clearly someone that hates himself. These are facts. Yeah, man. Unfortunately, that's the case, man. Everybody should go to Hondo on X and let him know how loved and appreciated he is by the nation, man. If you guys go get a chance, man, if I spark that type of movement, that would be great. If I can start that, man. If you guys can go, you know, send your appreciation to Hondo, man, because that type of stuff is not tolerated here, man. We got to do better than that, man. And for you to call yourself a Raider fan, man, that's a damn disgrace. Shout out to D. Marquis Wilder. Salute you, brother, man. Hey, thanks for popping in, man. Thanks for the support. Rambo says Hondo is like teddy bear for Raider Nation, always positive and trying to keep moving forward. Yeah, he's the Mr. Rogers of Raider Nation, bro. Like, how could you attack Mr. Rogers? You know what I mean? That's how I feel. Hopefully he doesn't mind, you know, me sharing that, but I really felt like I had to do that, man, because that really made me upset hearing that. Shout out to Cane Town. If you don't fuck with Hondo, I don't fuck with you. That's a damn fact, man. Whether you agree with him or not, man, like the dude puts on for Raider Nation. He says he's not a fan, but I'm starting to I beg to differ for sure. Oh, social media, man. I appreciate you, bro. Disgraceful email, yeah, no doubt, man. Shout out to Lecky, great shows. Hey, thanks for popping in, man. And thanks to 104 in the building. Make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Shout out to Huey P. When did that happen? I'd like to hear how Hondo responded. Go check out his latest episode that happened today. He was doing like an email. He was reading emails, and somebody sent him an email via that. Sent that via email. So it was probably around like the halfway mark if you want to skip to it. But he handled it perfectly, man. Rambo Adventures, hate on Hondo equals fire AP. Leading the way with the fire AP, man. Rambo on a complete tear right now, man. Shout out to Raider Ryan. Even Hondo's starting to get real about Getsy, not calling for his job, but calling him out. Yeah, I mean, you know, back to the game, back to the Raiders, man. Getsy needs to go. Absolutely, man. No doubt. Shout out to Clarence Taylor. That's crazy. Leave Hondo alone. That dude's a hater. Yeah, no, not even a hater. This dude's got like some serious mental problems, man. We can't We can't do that, man. We got Can't Get Right in the building. You're hella late, bro. Where you been, bro? Can't Get Right's in the building, man. Thanks for the support, bro. Terry Ogden, I pray whoever sent that finds God. We are a nation and the only nation that's embarrassing for us. Yeah, absolutely, man. He's giving this nation a bad name, bro. We do better than that around here, bro. We do better than that. Let me see. Let me scroll up real quick. I want to make sure I acknowledge everybody I can. Let me see. 1 second. There you go. Shout out to Michael Smith. He's no longer a Raiders fan for that low, disgusting message to Hondo. Not cool, man. I agree. Can't Get Right goes Raiders. Hey, you already know, man. You already know 2-6. It don't matter, man. It don't matter. Dixon Sider, I was mad too, but damn, it's just football at the end of the day. Yeah, man. Some people just don't know how to separate the two. And that's also the reason why I don't pop in like post game on Sundays, because you get a lot of weird energy after the game. People are, high, the emotions are high. People say things that they don't usually say. And I just don't want to be put in that type of situation, man. Shout out to Huey P. Hondo class act all the way, man. Yeah, man. Hey, make sure you guys go over, check out, go check in with Hondo, man. Send a message to him or something. Go to his channel and leave something positive in the comments, man, because that's some bullshit, man. For real. Shout out to Cane Town Raider. Give me 5 free agents we need to bring back, and 5 that can get the fuck out. Man, you put me on the spot. Free agents, I don't even know. T. Higgins is on the list for sure. I like T. Higgins. I don't really know too many free agents. I haven't even looked, bro, to be honest with you. But guys that can leave, Divine Diablo can go. Colton Miller, I'm willing to, part ways with him via trade. Andre James can go. We can backdoor out of that situation. Who else? Let's see. Let me think. Those are the 3 right now that I'm ready to kind of move on from. Zamir White, I know he has another year, but he can go next year. And we're probably not going to bring back Amir Abdullah. Those are the 5 that I'm kind of looking at, and we can kind of move on from, kind of get younger and more talented in those positions, man. But as far as free agents go, I haven't even looked at it yet. But T. Higgins is on my list for sure, man. Yeah, Can't Get Right, man. You slacking, bro. Where you been, bro? Just thanks for the Go Raider content, my dude. For real. Hey, thanks for the support, bro. For real, man. Can't do this without you guys, man. Facts, Rambo. Facts. New Mexico equals fire AP. Thanks for the support, bro. Thanks for the support. Hey, Joshua Anderson, buddy ain't part of nation. We ain't claim that dude. He's on an island by himself. Yeah, I hope he knows that, man. I hope he's in here hearing that. Yeah. And once again, man, prayers out to Pinhead, man. I know that I don't know him personally, but we're putting prayers up for Pinhead in ICU right now. Hopefully he gets out of there and he's back on his feet, man. We sent the prayers up earlier, but hey, we can keep sending them prayers up, man. Make sure you guys put them prayer hands up for Pinhead, and he gets out of here and back on his feet for sure, man. Shout out to Jared Gonzalez. Rambo, I was born in Albuquerque. Too funny, so true. Hey, Breaking Bad capital of the world, man. Breaking Bad right there, man. Huey P. Mike Epps can go. Mike Epps can go too. You mean it's not Mike Epps. You talking about the comedian? I know you talking about Epps. Yeah, Epps can go. Andre James, please leave. Yeah, man. No doubt. I agree. Shout out to Sacktown Raider Mike. Can't Get Right. Thank you, brother. I've been passing on this Pinhead love. Yeah, man. Make sure you just put the prayers up for Pinhead, man. We want him to be back so he can watch plenty of Raider games down the line, man. Score update from Rambo. Top of the 7th, 4-0 Dodgers. You already know, man. 2 innings away from making this thing 3-0. That's right. Manny, Mike Epps Day Day. Hey, that's Day Day, bro. We signing Day Day to a contract, bro. He probably plays better quarterback than Gardner Minshew. That's for damn sure, man. We bringing in Day Day for quarterback. Can't Get Right. One more time, man. Raiders. You already know what's up, man. And oh yeah, Rambo, you already know what's up. We getting that sweep, baby. Let's see. Kane Town says bring back Spillane, Merrick, Kuntz, Chason, and Hobbs. I'm with that. Bring back Hobbs for sure. Yeah, if you're talking about free agencies for the Raiders, yeah, Hobbs for sure, Kuntz for sure. I like Merrick and definitely Spillane for sure. Chason, yeah, I'm willing to kind of develop him a little bit more, see what we got, man, for sure. Let me see. Huey P says, y'all saw how he was shaking Baby. I have no idea what Baby D is, but that sounds like a pause-worthy situation, man. And Rambo, hey, appreciate you for coming in, man. I'm about to wrap this thing up, y'all. Let me get some last words. We got the Damaja in the building, top flight quarterbacks of the world, Craig, not just the city, the world. That's right. Shout out to Day, our next quarterback, Mike Epps. Marquise Wilder, Miller, and James can kick rocks, no doubt, man. Let me see. Kuntz is going to come back on the low, too. Yeah, for sure. 1 year, prove it. Yep, that's right. The comedian, Mike Epps, next quarterback, man. For the cheap. Hey, but guys, that's the show, man. I'll be back on Wednesday. We're going to do a game preview with us versus the Bengals. We're going to get into it. It might be a big Elite podcast. See if Elite's back in the building. We'll see. But if not, you got me. See if I can get somebody else to sidekick with me for the game preview. But if not, you got Big Mike on Wednesday, and we'll get into it. But until then, man, I'll catch you guys. Shout out to the 92 in the building. You guys know the drill at this point. Like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. You guys have a good night, and go Dodgers. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
This is one of them hits now. Heard back from Earth, they just shot a few of my shits down. It's safe to say I'm totally pissed. Wow, my cloaking devices just malfunction. Guess it's time for a sit down. This is the problem I got with humans, mostly the common man. Constantly fucking with energy they don't understand. Always thinking they got the upper hand. The G-forces from my maneuvers can snap your spine like a rubber band. I shouldn't waste my time, they ain't half as nice. Put a Red Bull in your coffin so your ghost can have wings in the afterlife. Let's rock and roll like a belly dancer's rhinestone. It was my idea to shake the pineal gland like a pine cone. My thoughts create hurricanes, tornadoes, and cyclones. A punch for me is like an avalanche of granite and limestone. You live here, but now this is my home. I neuralize both your retinas. You wake up staring at the screen of your iPhone. Confused by the light plus the high tone. And now we connected from the microchip I placed next to your thigh bone. It's hard to understand cause you're mind blown, but I gotta cut communication. Your government just scrambled their spy drones.
That voice speaking Sumerian, the oldest language in human history.
I can't